I'm not exactly sure where to begin this one. I've titled it Prolonging a Lucid Dream. I'm going to talk about that, but even more importantly, what I feel like talking about today is how to prolong lucidity in a dream. How to prolong lucidity in non-physical environments. Prolonging the lucidity is, just this much more important than prolonging yourself in any one particular environment. So I'm going to talk about it all. But I'm not exactly sure where to begin. The first thing that pops into my mind right now is something I'm getting clear on. I'm not totally clear. This idea might not be totally complete right now, but this is where it stands at the moment. There are various reasons for me to transition from one environment into another environment. One, I'm done doing what I'm doing in one environment and I'm transitioning into the next. Two, I've begun to feel some fear, and my fear is causing a transition either from one environment into another or from, well, definitely, we'll just leave it at that. Fear has started to come in. Three, and this is the most challenging one of all, I'm moving from one brainwave cycle into another. So in the sleep cycle, I'm moving from alpha into theta, or theta into delta, or back into beta. Now there's nothing I can do about this last one. When the brainwave cycles themselves transition from one into another, I've got to go with it. And the only thing that I can really do here is learn how to maintain my lucidity throughout the various brainwave cycles. Right now, the majority of the work I'm doing is maintaining lucidity in the shallow, moderate, and deep alpha cycle. Okay, and this is why I talk a lot about the lucid dreaming. This is the subconscious and the alpha brainwave, and coming lucid in this environment is where the majority of my work has been happening to date. But as I transition from alpha into theta, this amounts to more light coming into my field, and just like if you can imagine a super bright light shining in your eyes, it knocks you out. I lose some lucidity, if not all lucidity, during that shift. So it's important to be able to spot what exactly is happening, because if you try to maintain an environment when you're shifting because you're done there and moving into somewhere else, well, that simply wouldn't be appropriate. You're fighting yourself. The fear coming in, this is something that you can do something about. You can try to prevent the shift by getting a hold of what you yourself are feeling and reminding yourself that you're in a dream environment, you're in a non-physical environment, nothing can really hurt you, getting clear about that, and that will tend to stabilize you if you can get a hold of this in that environment that you're in. Again, with the latter, the only thing that you can do is go with the shift and learn what it is you have to do in order to maintain lucidity as the extra light comes in. And, you know, this is where techniques may indeed come in handy. To date, I haven't had a lot of opportunity to try techniques, but a few have sort of spontaneously happened now and again, but it's a rare thing. So before I move on to the next bout of business, some examples of number one, being done with what I'm doing there. One example is I'm talking to somebody and I've asked them to maybe step outside where I can talk with them privately. So we get up to leave, but what I will normally do, rather than walk to where we're going outside, in this example, I will transition out of that scene and transition into the outside location where I had asked to meet them. So again, this is an example of where I would not want to stop the transition because I myself had instigated it. I myself had asked them to step outside. Okay, and so I know that it's challenging to maintain lucidity in the middle of a transition, but this is actually my forte. And the transitions and the energetic sensations and vibratory phenomena that occur in the middle of the transition actually heighten my lucidity. And so that's an easy one for me to go with. Again, you don't want to fight a transition that you yourself initiated. So you have to spot, oh, okay, I'm not losing lucidity here. I'm not transitioning out into a new environment for no purpose. I actually instigated it. Another example would be something happened this morning, for instance. I was in what I call dream school in a particular class. The class was focusing on spotting glitches in the matrix, spotting dream signs, or again, glitches in the matrix. So my consciousness is put into a scenario where I am observing two women talking. And I won't go into the full details of this, but this was so great. But they're talking, and at a certain point, each of them very rapidly aged about 30 years. And I caught the glitch. I caught the sign of being in a non-physical environment. And, you know, said, okay, I'm dreaming, I'm in a dream environment. I did not know that up until that point, even though I had quite a bit of lucidity at that point. Didn't realize I was in a dream location. And again, that's what this class was about. So as soon as I spotted the dream environment, I transitioned because I was done there. That was the point of me being there. And so my consciousness was inserted into another scene, you know, and it would be there until I realized I was in a dream environment. As soon as I realized it, I would shift. Again, I don't want to fight these shifts. I was done there. I did what I went there to do. And so to resist shifting out of the environment would have been against what I myself was there to do. So again, you need to be able to spot these things. When it comes to stabilizing myself in any one location, although there are many tricks and techniques to do this, I feel for myself there's only one essential thing that lets me do this, and that is simultaneous awareness of myself in more than one location. One location, that's physical reality land. one location at a time. We all know that, right? In the physical reality, we can only be in one place at a time. More than one location simultaneously, this is non-physical reality land, and I know this, and that is why this awareness, simultaneous awareness of myself in more than one location, is the awareness that lets me stabilize in any one location and shift as I want to shift. Now there's a few things regarding this, and I don't have time to go into them all, but I have time to go into one. When I first started going out of body and coming lucid in dreams, awareness, the simultaneous awareness of myself in more than one location, actually snapped me back from the non-physical environment into the void, which is the 3D blackness. And the reason that this happened, as I see it now, is because from the void, I was able to maintain the simultaneous awareness. I could tell in the pitch black what was happening in both locations, in my physical body lying in the bed and in the non-physical environment. The other reason, the reason for the snapback from the non-physical location toward the physical location was my own assignment of a higher reality value to the physical environment. But as these lucid experiences in non-physical environments become more regular, and they're very regular right now, as they became more regular, the reality value for me began to change. And I am not assigning that much more reality value to the physical location anymore. It's becoming equivalent. It itself is becoming a non-physical location for me, because I can feel myself here in it, in another location as well. It's becoming equivalent to the various other non-physical realities. And so as there becomes a more equivalent reality value assigned to all of these locations, the less I'm snapped back when I have that simultaneous awareness. At first, it was a simultaneous awareness of myself, usually in the bed there, and the secondary environment being wherever I happen to be in the dream. And now even this is changing. Now it's a simultaneous awareness of myself in the non-physical location and myself in a location that I haven't even located yet. I would describe that as being my soul, or where my soul is, or even just broadly as the collective superconscious, the soul plane I talk about. And so the way I'm beginning to experience myself in this simultaneous awareness of multiple locations is becoming an interesting topic itself, and perhaps we'll go into that in a video sometime soon.